What's going on, guys? Back for another technique review video, and we've got an absolute legend here. Blacksmith, also known as Chandler Smith. This video that we're reviewing that you asked for was his snatch video from down under CrossFit. I'm pretty sure he lifted the heaviest in this event in the snatch, and they had to actually increase the ladder after he went to 135. He went to 140, which is, again, a massive snatch. The video that we're actually going to review though is the 135, because that's what I managed to find a good clip of. First of all, let's just look at the setup position generally of Chandler. What's really good is that he sits quite low in his setup position so that he can utilize his legs really well. So things that I'm kind of looking at here is his chest pointing up. This is different from a lot of lifters. His eyes pointing straight ahead as well, which is also really good. And we just want to kind of look at how the back angle of the back changes as he initiates the lift. I think what you'll notice as we start pushing through here is his bum will lift, which it does. So again, that's quite a dynamic start position. For him, this probably helps him gain a little bit more momentum in that initial phase of the lift. For a lot of people to try and execute this technique is difficult because it causes inconsistencies in the first pull, but he does it really well. And like I said, I want you to bear in mind that this is a sub-maximal lift for him, so it might not be something that happens on every one of his lifts. You can see very slightly that the weight's getting pulled a little bit into his toes as he initiates the first phase of the lift from the floor. Again, maybe partly the reason why he likes to snatch in flat shoes, or this particular workout may have been including some CrossFit potentially as well. But with that being said, because he lets that bum shoot up with the dynamic start position, what you'll notice is that as the bar gets to the knee, okay, good job he's so strong, because his legs have got really straight here, and now all the weight is hanging in the arms and in the upper body. Now from this position, a lot of people would get really stuck and probably bash the bar away. But what you'll see he does during this phase of the lift is he transitions back underneath the bar really well with the legs so that he can still strike up straight. Again, this isn't a style of technique that I'd probably teach to someone because it's quite hard to be consistent with, but it's working really well for him because ultimately, in the most important position, during extension, he holds perfectly. So where we kind of freezed here, you can see that he's standing super tall with his legs, which is great. His shoulders are just back behind the hip line, which I like to see. And his arms are fairly straight again now. So he kind of recovers really well from this position. I would have said, nah, he's gonna struggle to make it, to this position, really good. And that's one thing that you should always bear in mind when you're looking at someone's technique. Not everyone's the same body shape, the same size, etc. So there's always going to be slight differences in people's positions, but I'd say throughout every type of person that Olympic lifts, one thing that they will share in common if they're making successful lifts is keeping the bar close during this middle phase of the lift, which he does, but also during extension, seeing this really nice tall position with the bar being close to the body. So if these things are happening, then great, and you can be consistent with them, then why not? As he transitions into his catch position, watch how close this bar stays to his body. It literally is picking the t-shirt up as he moves down into his receiving position. And this is a perfect example of efficiency and really good mobility. So I just want to put a line on here at extension position for the bar height. And then from here, we're going to go to bar maximum height, which is kind of like here. And then receiving height, which is here. And you can see how close these lines are in this position. And that's a really good way to look at someone's efficiency as a weightlifter. And he's absolutely nailed it. What we'll also notice, particularly with Chandler, great ankle mobility. Again, he's in flat shoes. A lot of people utilize weightlifting shoes to artificially give them a little bit more ankle mobility. Absolutely no need for him to do that here. And if you feel stable in the catch position in flat shoes, then why not? I've actually snatched a lot myself in flat shoes for a similar reason. It helps me stay on flat feet through the middle phase of the lift and use my legs better. Now, in the catch, what you'll notice is torso position is leaning forward a little bit, which again could get him into trouble when recovering sometimes, because the likelihood is when this happens is that the bum is going to want to lead when he's standing up, but he must have extremely strong legs, because what you'll see is he actually maintains the same angle of the back when he's standing up at the hole and doesn't even step forward or I tell a lie, he does take one step forward at the end, but now we kind of know why that may happen. All in all, like I'd say, Chandler, cracking lift. A little bit of discipline in the first phase of the lift might be helpful for you, doing something like deficit pulls to knee to strengthen yourself in that position. I'd also start utilizing using straps when you're doing your pulls, just so that you can get used to letting the arms hang loose and load the posterior chain and the legs in this first phase of the lift. And I could probably see you snatching over 150 very soon with your base level of strength. So well done, brother. Keep doing the good stuff.